Hello everybody and welcome to this Biggerplate tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to add links into your Mindomo mind maps. So let's take a look. First of all, let's just have a quick think about what the links in a Mindomo map might be, or really more specifically, what might you link to? There's really sort of three things here. We're going to be able to link off to websites, to topics within the mind map itself, and also we're going to be able to use a kind of attachment function to link off to other files that we might want to keep readily to hand. So in this example you can see there's a little symbol there, that's the Biggerplate website symbol. If I click that, you should see it's going to pop open the biggerplate.com website. So it's just saved a nice little link there, a really quick signpost off to help me get to websites that I want to keep readily available nice and easily. If I pop back to my map here, I can also link off to topics. You see a slightly different little symbol here showing me that I've linked to another topic within the map. If I click that, it's just going to drag me down to whichever topic I link to within the mind map. Now that's a little bit hard to understand when it's just a small map like this, but when your Mindomo maps get really big, it's a very useful way of avoiding lots of lines going everywhere when you can just link from one area of your map to another and just say for more information go to this part of the map. It also means you can avoid duplicating information in two different spaces in your mind map, and again that's going to help you to keep it nice and manageable. So if we just go back up here, the final thing we can link off to is files. You can see a little PDF thing here, and really this is an attachment to the map, and if I click that, it's just going to pop open whatever I've attached to here, which is the Biggerplate annual report from 2018. So that's what we can link to, and really as the image here suggests, you should think of links in your Mindomo maps as kind of signposts. We want to keep the surface level of our maps nice and clean, nice and manageable and easy to work with, but we can add a huge amount of extra information simply by adding these signposts that are going to direct us off to other important information that might be elsewhere. We don't necessarily need to have everything in the mind map. We might just say for more information go off to this other resource, and your mind map just becomes this central area to manage all of those signposts. So how do we add hyperlinks into our Mindomo maps? First of all, we can use the left panel, and this is really probably the sort of the most obvious way to do it. So the left panel, if we just come over here, you'll see you've got lots of different options here which you've probably already started to experiment with or seen in other tutorials. The one we're interested here is this one here. It says add hyperlinks and attachments, and if I pop that open, you've just got this dialog box just going to pop open. So anything we do in here at the moment relates to the topic that is highlighted in blue. So if we wanted to, for example, add a website, you'll see we've got options here of adding a URL, or we can add a topic, but we're interested in a website for the moment. So again, if I say www.biggerplate.com, struggling to spell this evening, say biggerplate.com, hit return, and let's just close the panel. You see there, Mindomo has just saved that little link. It's picked up the Biggerplate symbol from the website, and again that link now will take me straight off to the website anytime I want. So that left panel is a pretty easy way of just adding that information in. However, Mindomo has got a lot of really great shortcuts, which as you get more familiar with the program is a really easy way of speeding up your mapping and not having to interrupt your work if you get out into quite a big map and you need to stay concentrating. It's quite a nice easy way is to just use a shortcut which is Shift and F3. And that's just going to pop open exactly that same dialog box. So maybe in this example, let's link off to a topic. And when I do that, you'll see I've got basically a list here of all of the topics that are in this mind map. Now that can get a little bit tricky to work with when it's a very big map, but it's really useful when the map gets big to just have these little signposts that say for more information, go to this part of the map. So again, if I click that, it's going to take me back up to that starting point. So Shift F3 is a really useful function. I'm using a sort of keyboard here. My laptop itself can't do that because it's got funny keys. So some people might have keyboards that doesn't allow that, but in theory the shortcut is there. Shift F3 and that'll just pop open that same dialog box. Now seeing as we're here, we could also use this as just an example. If we click on this one instead and say this time what we're going to add is a link to, or a file really, by browsing here, and this is just going to pop open something to view the files on your computer. So this is viewing the information on my computer. I could go into documents over here, but I've actually saved what I want right on the desktop here to make it easy. So I'm just going to say save that, and you'll see again Mindomo has attached the file this time. It's a little bit different to a link, but more or less does the same thing, and you'll see that symbol is back again, and if I click that That's just going to pop open that PDF. So a really great way of keeping lots of information to hand just using this left panel or the shortcut to add links and attachments into your maps. If at any point you want to remove any of these, again, it's pretty straightforward. If we wanted to remove this one, for example, we can just pop open that panel. You'll see it saved what we've got in here, and we could just say delete. We don't need that link anymore, or it's changed, so we get rid of it. The same principle applies to any of these other ones. If we wanted to, we could just use the Shift F3 to pop open that box, and we could say, let's go to our URLs, and let's just remove. So here we've got our how we do it. Now, how might you actually use that? Again, depending on whether you're working in business or in education, you might use this differently, but let's take a very simple business example. You might be doing some research, and again, for schools or universities, you might be researching for a particular project, and you might just want to save a couple of key websites that are relevant for your research. So for our market research, we might want to save a couple of competitor websites. So again, I could use the menu and say, let's save a website. Here's a competitor for some reason. Save that. We've saved Biggerplate as a competitor, or we might use that shortcut to save ourselves another competitor. So let's say in this example, Mindomo is actually a competitor. Maybe you're going to launch your own mind mapping product. So there's our two competitors, kept really clean and easy. There's the websites. If I want to go off, I can. Now obviously as I build my map, I can keep adding more information here. We like these guys. Down here we could be saying great software. So we can keep building our map, but we don't need to clutter it up with their web addresses. We've got that saved nice and easy right in our mind map using the links. Similarly, again, if you're doing market research, you might be linking off to reports. So again, I've shown you this already, but let's say add a link to this time a file. Let's use that same one again. And there it is. So very quickly we could add different files and folders in here, and our market research starts to be adding a lot more extra depth just with a few extra links and attachments using that functionality within Mindomo. So that's it. That's how you can add links and attachments, but really what you're adding is a lot of extra depth and information and really handy signposts into your Mindomo maps using the hyperlinks and attachments feature. That's it for now, but as always, for more mind mapping templates, tutorials and training, head over to biggerplate.com, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.